They said I was weak. They said I was too quiet, too scared, too ordinary to ever matter in a world that only respects strength. But no one could see what was burning inside me, a fire that refused to die no matter how hard life tried to suffocate it. I wasn't born special. There was no heroic bloodline running through my veins. No shortcuts waiting for me. No one clapping for my existence. I was just an average kid from a small American town where people don't chase dreams, they survive. A place where hope slowly fades and expectations quietly disappear. Every street looked the same. Every day felt predictable. Wake up, work, come home tired, repeat. And every night, when the noise of the world finally went silent, one question kept echoing inside my head. Is this really all my life is ever going to be? I watched people grow older without ever becoming who they wanted to be. I watched fear slowly turn into comfort, and comfort quietly turn into regret. I saw men who once had ambition settle for routine because it felt safer than risking failure. And deep down I knew one thing for sure. I didn't want that life. So one day, with shaking hands and a racing heart, I walked into an Army recruitment office. There was no dramatic music, no applause, no heroic moment. Just a desk, a form, a pen, and a choice that would change everything. When I signed my name, it felt heavier than anything I had ever held. Because that signature wasn't just ink on paper, it was a promise. A promise that my old life was over, and there was no turning back. Training started fast, and it didn't care who you were before you arrived. It didn't care about your excuses, your past, or your comfort. The Army stripped everything away. Your ego, your habits, your weakness. Sleep became short and restless. Pain became constant. Your body screamed in protest, and your mind begged for relief. Every single day, the same voice whispered inside my head. Quit, no one will blame you. I saw men who looked unbreakable fall apart. I saw confidence disappear the moment pressure became real. At night, when the lights went out, silence was broken by heavy breathing and quiet sobs from people who realized this was harder than they ever imagined. Every muscle burned. Every step felt like punishment. Even breathing felt like work. But something strange happened in that pain. Instead of destroying me, it started building me. I learned that pain doesn't last forever, but quitting does. Pain fades. Regret stays. So I stayed. When my legs gave up, I leaned on my will. When my mind begged for comfort, I chose discipline instead. One more push, one more step, one more day. Not because it was easy, but because quitting would haunt me for the rest of my life. Over time, I realized something powerful. The real enemy was never outside. It wasn't the cold mornings, the endless drills, or the weight on my back. The real enemy was inside me. It was the version of myself that wanted the easy way out. Fear doesn't shout. Fear whispers. It waits for quiet moments and tells you that you're tired, that you've done enough, that you're not built for this. Fear tries to sound logical, reasonable, convincing, but discipline doesn't whisper. Discipline commands. Discipline says, get up when your body wants to stay down. Discipline says, move forward when every part of you wants to stop. Discipline says, do your duty even when no one is watching and no one is cheering. Wearing that uniform changed how I saw everything. I stopped thinking about myself first. I stopped asking what I wanted. I started thinking about the man standing next to me. We didn't train for glory. We didn't suffer for medals. We stood together because someone had to stand. Someone had to be ready when things went wrong. That bond, that responsibility, that shared struggle, that is what turns ordinary people into soldiers. When I look at myself now, I barely recognize the boy I used to be. The fear is still there, but it no longer controls me. Doubt still shows up, but it no longer decides my actions. I walk with purpose now. I think with clarity. I speak with intention. Because discipline rewired my mind in ways I never imagined. The Army taught me to wake up early when motivation is gone. To work quietly without needing validation. To stay calm when everything feels like it's falling apart. To make decisions under pressure and accept responsibility for the outcome. That's where real strength is built. Not in comfort, not in applause, but in silence. In struggle, in moments where no one is watching. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. You don't need a uniform to live like a soldier. You need standards. You need discipline. You need the courage to do hard things every single day. You need to choose growth over comfort, effort over excuses, and responsibility over blame. Show up on time. Do the work you keep avoiding. Finish what you start. Keep the promises you make to yourself, especially when I